Hello, it's everybody's favourite gold-rated tank main coming at you again with another dosage of Overwatch. Today we've got some new experimental hero updates and different sort of buffs and nerfs, especially a lot to the support class, and one I think you'll all enjoy, to Bastion, because what character needed a buff than Bastion? And we're just going to get right into it. So starting off with Ana, her biotic rifle's healing has been reduced from 75 to 70. This is not really a big change, and I feel like it's just sort of a change because they needed more stuff in the experimental guide. I severely doubt this will actually end up in the live game, just because it's such an inconsequential change to the actual way of Ana's playing. But some changes that could very well end up in the main game, and it frightens me. Bastion spread decreased 10% and shots until max spread reduction lowered from 60 to 40. So basically, Bastion now shoots more accurate, like his actual crosshair is now smaller because of the spread, and it shoots more accurate more quickly with the reduction of max spread. So now Bastion can shoot a lot more accurate with his high damage. And his self-repair's resource drain rate has been increased by 20%, meaning that it's 20% more likely to run out, but its healing per second has been increased from 75 to 90. Not sure how the maths works out over whether he actually does more healing over time, but he's able to do a lot more burst healing to stop pit characters who can burst him down a lot, which is kind of his big weakness, is the fact that he gets burst down. You can't really chip him away. Junkrat also gets some changes, with his frank launcher projectiles maintaining slightly more velocity on ricochet, but from the clips that I've seen already posted, they do a lot more velocity on ricochet, and they just bounce around everywhere, which should bring an extra level of chaos to Junkrat's play. And his concussion mine projectile speed has been increased from 20 to 25, and the ricochet distance off of enemy players has been greatly reduced, so they go faster, and they don't really bounce off players as much as they used to, so you can sort of let it bounce off someone before detonating, rather than having to try and trick shot it in midair to get them. And finally, his passive Total Mayhem's bomb detonation time has been reduced by 0.3 seconds, and the bomb spread has been increased 50%, so it's actual ability that can cause more damage rather than just being a funny gag when someone runs into it. Mercy's healing staff has been increased from 50 to 55. It was at 60 back when Mercy was like the most dominant character in the game, then they reduced it to 50. Now it's at 55, which I think is a nice place to have it. Mercy's not really going to be an all-out great character just because she lacks abilities that help the team outside of healing and damage, so it's hard to see how this change is going to make Mercy a better overall meta hero, but you know, it's going to be very helpful for characters like Fire and Echo, where Mercy can pocket them in the sky and it's going to be harder to kill them. Moira gets some changes, but not to her reach like we all wanted, but to her biotic orb. Its damage radius has been reduced from 5 to 4 meters, meaning that it has less area of effect when you throw it. Its projectile speed has been increased though from 16 to 20, but it lasts a lot less time now, from 10 to 7 seconds on its duration. Moira is still going to be overpowered at low ranks. I can tell you as a low rank player that Moira is extremely annoying to fight against, even with her low DPS. It's just so annoying to fight. And Moira, this is changes that kind of lower her power level a bit, but she's still going to be a very good healer, which is fine. But I think the real problem with Moira is her reach, the fact that she can reach 20 meters. It's bullshit. And the fact that they didn't change that when they had a chance to kind of tells me that they don't think it's a big problem, which it is. And finally, Zenyatta's Orb of Discord damage has been amplified from 25% to 30%. So Zenyatta is kind of in a weird place because he doesn't really do that much healing. He's kind of left by himself. He really fit into the GOATS meta and like the triple tank meta and stuff like that because he got a lot of protection, but with shields being nerfed and everything, he doesn't really get that protection to be able to use his damage and his healing. So this is just trying to get him to do a bit more damage, which means you can kind of DPS as Zenyatta, which you could do anyway. It doesn't really change anything, and that's kind of the overall theme I found with these changes. Outside of the DPS buffs to Junkrat and Bastion, these changes won't really affect the game in any great way. At least I don't think they will. We have to actually get in the game and find out. But the Bastion one is quite scary because now Bastion is a lot more accurate where he's shooting, and Junkrat now does a lot more chaos sort of fighting, which is kind of his style. So people who play Junkrat with that style, which is kind of I guess it's the kind of the right way to play Junkrat, it's just chaos because that's the way he's kind of doing things. They're going to be happy with these changes, but Me as a person who plays against Bastion, I'm not going to be happy, but as a person who plays Junkrat, I'll be pretty happy. And that's really it. There's not really a whole lot of changes. I'm going to be intrigued to see what changes actually end up in the live game from this, because a lot of the changes don't really seem to be that big. So whether they will bother to put it in the live game is to be determined. And that's all for this recording. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and that's a wrap.